Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We've got quite the deep dive today.
Yeah.
We're looking at a potential second Trump term and all that could mean.
Right.
So, elections always kind of shake things up a little bit.
For sure.
But this one, I don't know about you, but it feels different.
Oh, yeah.
And we're working off of one main source for this.
Yep. Yeah.
So we want to be clear about that up front.
Mm-hmm.
But the source material that we're working from here really suggests some pretty significant changes are coming.
Yeah, it's not even just like policy changes, you know what I mean? It's like a fundamental potential shift in how America kind of operates.
Okay.
Both domestically and on the world stage.
Yeah, and I was going through some of this stuff, and I got to be honest with you, like I was kind of floored by some of the things on this proposed agenda.
Totally.
Mass deportations, tariffs, pardons for January 6th rioters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, come on.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, and it's important to think about, like, each of these things could have, like, ripple effects.
Oh, totally.
Throughout society and the economy, you know?
Of course.
Like, imagine mass deportations. What's that going to do to industries that rely on immigrant labor?
Right.
Agriculture, construction, even, like, restaurants that we go to. That could have a massive impact.
Okay, so, and tariffs, too.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to talk about the tariffs.
Third time.
If you like to buy things that are made in other countries,
yeah,
get ready to pay more.
Basically.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Right. It's supply and demand. It's basic economics.
Yeah, and that's what I keep coming back to with all of this is like, okay, what is the actual impact on my day-to-day life?
Right.
Like I was at the grocery store the other day and I was noticing how much more expensive everything is. And it's like, are these proposed economic changes going to help or hurt my wallet?
Well, and that's the big question with a lot of these things, right?
Yeah.
Like tax cuts, they sound good on paper, more money in your pocket.
Sure.
But they can also lead to budget deficits,
right,
which then could affect government programs and services that people rely on.
It's slippery slope.
It is. And then you've got deregulation, which again,
yeah,
can be good or bad depending on how it's done.
Right.
You know, on the one hand, businesses might flourish, there might be more jobs.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you could have less protection for consumers, for the environment.
I feel like we're walking a tightrope here.
A little bit.
And speaking tightropes, I was reading about Turkish President Erdogan welcoming Trump back with open arms.
Interesting.
I mean, didn't they have some public disagreements before?
They did, yeah, but that's international relations for you, right?
Okay.
Sometimes national interest trumps personal feelings.
Oh.
It's like a big chess game.
I see.
Everyone's trying to get the best position for themselves and for their country. And
so maybe some frenemies in politics are more valuable than we realize.
Maybe so. It's a complicated world out there.
It is.
There's a lot of gray area.
Let's talk about the new administration.
Okay.
Specifically, the new chief of staff.
Yeah.
Susie Wiles, who's, she's a seasoned GOP operative.
She is.
What's the significance of that?
Well, think of it this way. If the White House is like a giant ship, the chief of staff is like the captain, making sure things are running smoothly, making sure the president's vision is implemented. Yeah. And with someone like Wiles, who's very experienced, very politically savvy, it suggests that Trump is really prioritizing experience for this second term.
It feels like every decision here is high stakes.
Oh, absolutely.
Agenda, cabinet appointments, it's a lot.
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming for sure.
So where do we go from here?
Well, I think
we've covered a lot.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Policy, global implications.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this?
Stay curious. Stay informed.
All right.
And don't be afraid to ask the tough questions.
I like that.
Because the second term, it's going to be a wild ride.
All right. Well, on that note, we
we
encourage you to keep exploring these topics.
Definitely.
The world is a fascinating
It is.
And sometimes scary place.
Sometimes.
And we're here to help you make sense of it all.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For the deep dive. We'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.